the power of podcasting. Why podcasting is your next step. According to a famous author, you can't find your voice if you don't use it. Austin Kleon. Each of us has a unique message and a unique voice we can bring to the world. Most of us don't respect ourselves enough to believe that our voices matter. Take some time to ask yourself this question. Whose life could I change just by sharing my life with them? Embracing the power of podcasting. Why podcasting is your next step. Podcasting has emerged as a dynamic and influential medium, offering a unique avenue for content creators to connect with audiences. As we delve into the world of podcasting, we'll explore the numerous benefits that make it a next step for individuals and businesses alike. From its rapid growth to the convenience it provides, podcasting is reshaping the way we consume and share information. Join us on this journey to understand why embracing podcasting could be the key to expanding your reach and impact. The rise of podcasting. Podcast industry growth. Your voice can change the world. Barack Obama. According to industry reports, the podcasting industry is projected to continue its rapid growth, with an expected increase in the number of active podcasts and episodes. According to a report by Statista, the popularity of podcasting has been on the rise in the United States. In 2006, only 22% of the adult population was aware of podcasting, but by 2022, this figure had risen to 79%. In 2021, over 82 million people listened to podcasts in the U.S., and this number is expected to increase to over 100 million listeners by 2024. A MarketData's report estimates that the global podcasting market accounted for USD $21.4 billion in 2022 and is expected to reach around USD $133.9 billion in 2032, registering a CAGR of 27.8% between 2023 and 2032. Another report by Demand Sage suggests that the worldwide podcasting market is worth $23.56 billion in 2023 and is expected to increase at a CAGR of 27.6% between 2023 and 2030. A Grand View research study valued the global podcast market size at $9.28 billion in 2019 and calculated a potential CAGR of 27.5% for the industry from 2020 to 2027, which means that the podcasting industry is likely to reach $60.5 billion in 2027. Podcasting has witnessed unprecedented growth in recent years, with over 2 million active podcasts and 48 million episodes available across various platforms. This surge in popularity is indicative of a shift in consumer preferences towards on-demand, long-form content that caters to diverse interests. Whether you're into education, entertainment, or business, there's a podcast for everyone. The sheer volume of podcasts highlights the vast potential for reaching a global audience and carving out your niche in the digital landscape. Establishing authority. Be the ultimate professional. Hosting a podcast is a powerful tool for establishing yourself as an authority in your industry. Through insightful commentary, interviews with experts, and the sharing of valuable knowledge, you position yourself as a thought leader. As listeners consistently hear your voice and perspective, builds trust, and you become a go-to source for information. This authority not only benefits your personal brand, but also contributes to the credibility of your business or venture.
right. Man, listen, you know what, Oscar? I saw your text. I did. But I ignored it. I ignored your text on purpose.
Fine, be that way.
All because people need to know the power of podcasting. Okay? That's what we're all about. We selling it, bro. We selling it. You buying? Are you buying what I'm selling? Are you buying what I'm selling?
Okay.
Wake up. Welcome back to Focus on You with Phil and, of course, my good friend Oscar. You know, we look alike. I'm supposed to be his twin, but I'm better looking, so I'm happy.
Beauty
I
is in
thank
the eye of the beholder.
I thank God every day that me and Oscar don't look alike. It's just facts, 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 facts. But man, it's great to be here, Oscar. Guess what it is? Guess what it is? Guess what it'd be like?
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday, and in a couple weeks, a couple days, we're gonna have this thing called Christmas,
It's the baby
and
Jesus birthday day.
baby Jesus' birthday day. That's right, and that's why we give gifts to loved ones and friends. So I got you a gift.
Cole again.
No,
I got Charlie Brown. I got a rock.
this gift is so good you can't even see it. That's how wonderful this gift is. You know what? You can feel it, but you can't see it.
It's a gift of love.
Is the gift of love. You got it, bro. Man, you're smarter than I realize, man. Thank you so much. Anyways, we got a great program today. We got double trouble. We're gonna call them double trouble. We got
Eminem. Eminem
Eminem,
is here.
Eminem, Melinda Brown, and Marjorie Mair-Riley up in the house doing a double feature just before the Christmas week. We ain't gonna be here next week, so uh, we're gonna be enjoying our families and stuff. So we figured we'd give you a double feature this week. All right. So we got Melinda, who is an excellent entrepreneur, man. She got a business that can help some of y'all out. You're looking for that little side gig to do, little side job, or even something full time. Listen, this is she's talking
Or,
about
or, or you just want to have a revenge vacation after being locked up.
revenge. Oh yeah,
Revenge
you know what I'm
vacation.
saying? You want to figure out how to do it, the best way to do it. This is the woman to speak to because she got some information for y'all. So we're gonna give her her 5 minutes or her 30 seconds, whichever one comes first. 30 seconds or the 5 minutes. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have to count, but you put a timer up, Oscar, so that
Got it.
this way we could we could time her. But here we go. Melinda, you are in the house. Come on in, Melinda. What's
Oh my
up?
God. Good afternoon, you guys. You guys are crazy.
It's still morning for you out in
No,
Chicagoland.
you know what it is? I'm trying to
Mm.
accommodate the East Coast. So, yes, it is still morning here.
So what's it like in Chicago?
You know what? There's no snow. Praise God for that. It's
All right.
sunny outside, so we're at the end of December. You don't look it in the face. So thank you, Jesus, for whatever is gonna just look at it
Whatever's
in
going
your
on out there.
periphery. Don't look it in the face. Take it and roll with it.
You don't
Word.
need any of those atomic blasts or whatever they call them that froze. I remember one year, the lake right next to you was 97% frozen over. That was brutal.
Yeah, you could freeze lemonade out there. That's you can make a nice little lemonade, put it outside, shut off the freezer, and just enjoy that. So
And,
Melinda, listen, we want you
and
to tell the folks. Listen, I know there's a ton of folks getting ready to do their thing, go see family in California and all over the world or whatever. What's your advice for them, and also tell them a little bit about your business and how they can get involved in that.
Okay, great. Well, you know what? One of the tips that I tell people, especially, okay, right now we've got, It's holiday travel, right? Holiday travel season. In the event you are going to take a connecting flight, there's two schools of thought. When you book the flight, you don't want a long connection, right? So you don't want a long layover and going to your ultimate destination. But something to consider, we have a lot of instances, unfortunately, at this time where you've got flight delays, flight cancellations, all of those things. And if your connecting flight is, too close to that arrival of that initial leg, then it really can't accommodate any flight delay. So I would definitely say keep that in mind as you're booking your flights, regardless of where you're going or when you're going, whether it's holiday travel or post-holiday travel. Just really, especially at this time, until they hire more, pilots and staff, then you really should really consider having a little bit longer of a layover. Just accommodate that in your travel schedule. It might prove very beneficial to you and not having to get stuck in that midway point because your flight was delayed.
That'll make your layover a lot longer.
Who've had that as a problem. So it's something to really consider. If you can't get a direct flight, really consider having just a little bit of padding in your layover.
Yeah, I was just going to say that makes your layover a lot longer if you miss your flight, because instead of a 1 hour layover, it's we're not flying again until tomorrow layover.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's one thing I hate is the layovers because, especially when your flight gets canceled and you're in the middle of Alaskan airport, and you're making that trip all the way across the world, and somebody says, "Well, this is going to be a while, guys. So get your blankets out."
Been there, done that.
That is torture. So, okay, for the folks that are living, on a paycheck to paycheck kind of a budget, and they're like, man, what can I do that's fun and make some money at the same time? I think you have the answer to that question.
I do have the answer to that question. So here, in the travel business, we sell recess, right? So we sell recess initially. That's what we do. But there are incredible benefits to being on the inside of the recess in selling industry. Something to really think about. I can't tell all the insider secrets to the world, but if you reach out to meetmelindabrown.com/PNN, I can tell you a few of those secrets, right? But just in general secrets that can be shared. The industry of travel is amazing. One of the largest industries in the world. Every industry in the world touches the travel industry in some way, shape, or form, right? Regardless of what you do, there's some touching of the travel industry. And so when you want to be able to do that travel, if you're going to put a bucket list of travel together, you're actually, from the inside of the industry, we get access to learn so much more about travel and traveling than, the late travelers do. So something that people don't know, just to think about this. If you're going to go somewhere and you're going to stay at a hotel, why do you choose a hotel? Generally, you're choosing a hotel that's close to whatever it is that your activities are, right? And price are the two general things that you think about. Maybe if you're part of a loyalty program, what are you doing there? All right, I'm like, maybe you're part of a loyalty program, so maybe you try to stay within that brand and that family of brands to get your loyalty points. But primarily, you're thinking of location and price. Well, each hotel brand caters to a certain kind of traveler. And as a layperson, you don't really know that. So there are business hotels, right? If you're taking a business trip, you don't want to go and stay at a family hotel, a hotel chain that caters to families, because then you're going to have screaming kids all over the place. Is that what you want to do in your travel business or in your business travel? Is that what you want? Or if you're traveling as a family, you don't want to go and stay at a business hotel, then everybody's going to be complaining about you. And that's going to impact the experience that you have in your vacation. So from the inside the industry, we get a chance to learn from all of the brands for free because they want you to know about them. Learn all of the things about all of the brands. We get access to learn directly from tourism boards and everything. So when people come to us as travel agents, then we truly are an asset to that client so that we can add value to their experience. Well, I can add value to my own travel experience from the inside of the industry. So if you want to increase your bucket list and have greater travel experiences, then it's best to do it from the inside of the industry. And when you go and do all that booking yourself, you're actually just a travel agent because there's commission built into most of those travel transactions that you're paying retail price for. So why don't you put those travel commissions in your own pocket while you're learning how to travel better and doing it for less? So those are the things that I teach people how to be able to do, and, have recess all the time if they want to. So meetmelindabrown.com/PNN if you'd like to learn any more about that.
My dude, this is excellent. Make money while you are on the beach.
And learning about peanut butter cups.
Yeah, or counting grains of sand. That could be your job while you're on the job. I mean, it's 1, 2, start counting, and that could be fun too, right? Or is that just me?
Well, you know what? One of the things that we do, part of our taxing profession is to go and do market research. So we go to those resorts for you so that we can learn all about, are those swim up bars and restaurants actually the way that they are purported to be, right? Is that hot rock massage on the beach at sunrise actually the way that they promote that to be?
That sounds very stressful.
I can't believe the sacrifices you have to go through.
It's a tough life from the inside of the travel industry sometimes, but
I wouldn't trade that for a 9-to-5 office job ever.
What do you do?
Thank you so much, Melinda. That is amazing. Yes, if you reach out to Melinda, because guess what? We all want to experience that kind of luxury and stress, that kind of beach stress that, you're sipping whatever virgin margarita on the beach or something. That is very stressful. And we would love to experience some more of that.
I don't know.
All right.
Still office coffee at work or a cappuccino in Italy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough decisions have to be made, but somebody has to do it. All right. You heard from Melinda Brown to tell you how you can travel this Christmas season and save some money in the meantime. All right. Now we have our featured guest, and she is none other than Marjorie Mair-Riley, and she is going to be talking to us about some of the things she does to help folks get out of their mess. So here we go. Marjorie, come on in.
All right, I'm in. All right, I'm just happy to be in the number. Oh,
what?
Lord.
How are you?
Right back in the pool right after we're done.
I'm good. No complaints here. Y'all are
I like your office, man. You just kind of take a break, jump in the pool, come back, and go.
Yes.
You remind me of Melinda.
Yep, I gotta have that woosah moment in here. I gotta chill.
Oh, absolutely, gotta chill. So, Marjorie, listen, man, tell our audience a little bit about what you do. And
okay, so I do a whole lot. So, by profession, I am a licensed mental health therapist and also a consultant for mental health. Also, in my profession, I am a clinical director of a residential facility where I supervise all the therapists and the caseworkers, develop treatment plans, concurrency plans for where children are going to live and how do we plan for their future. I also develop self-care plans, and deliverance plans for those who need healing and who need steps and different resources how to move towards healing. So I do a lot. I do family therapy sessions in which we process a lot of the dysfunctions that happen in families, a lot of the unspoken things that people don't want to talk about, and just like, let's just sweep this under the rug and just keep it moving. I have those hard and difficult conversations that people generally don't know how to have, but I guide them in having that to facilitate healing. I also have my website, mmrministries.com, where, people can come and book sessions, individual sessions, group therapy, coaching, whatever the need is. I am there to facilitate your healing and to build you up and to shift you into your purpose. You know what I mean? So I do a lot. I also public speak. I go to different events and I speak about therapy and healing therapy and how God wants us to be whole, and that therapy is not a stigma in the church, that therapy is a part of the healing process to get to those roots and those issues of trauma and pain and the things that have happened to us that we do not know how to get through. So I think it's important that we need the Bible, we need Jesus, and a lot of our folks need therapy.
I like how you put that together.
Listen,
we need Jesus and we need therapy.
That's a fact.
It's a group project.
Yeah, they all work together. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes we try to leave one out without the other, but the mind and the body and your physical health is all connected together. It's like you can't leave one without the other.
You can't have a three-legged
exactly. Table. No, we need a four-legged table.
Let me ask you this: What do you love most about what you do?
I love most when I can see the growth. I can see the change in the thinking, how people think, how they're processing things now, how they're able to manage their urges, their thoughts, their feelings. They can actually identify when they start to feel angry. Where in my body am I feeling this anger? Where am I feeling this sadness? So those are the good things. When I see a family who could not communicate before, now they can talk to one another without wanting to go upside each other's head or throw objects or do things. You know what I mean? So that's what I love the most, when you see the growth of families and children, and they can be functional and they can have a conversation and they can be productive and successful. That's the best part of what I do.
That's absolutely powerful.
I am no stranger to Marjorie. Marjorie and I did a workshop for at-risk teenagers some time ago. I think before COVID, right?
Yeah.
And teaching kids about safety, that we don't teach that safety to our kids because we didn't grow up with technology, and kids now are being groomed online. And the sex trafficking starts in the U.S. It starts with kids being groomed online. So we had a great session with at-risk teenagers and showing them what it is, what they need to look out for, how to be safe. And that's you deal with kids all the time that have been abused mentally, physically, sexually. It's a tough job that you have, but I'm so glad you're doing it.
Thank you. And the reality is that our kids are exposed to so much pornography and things on the internet. All they have to do is misspell a letter or something, or on their game, at the bottom of the game, there's a website to these things. You know what I mean? So we just have to be so alert.
Even in the games.
I kid you not. Very simple things that they have access for easily, if there's not parental controls and monitors and things in place.
And let me ask you something. Now that y'all brought this up and shake the rat's nest, listen, how do parents monitor these things when it's like so ingrained in society. It's almost like you're playing dodgeball with a fiery, like, you just put a ball on fire and can try to play catch. How do you keep up with this stuff
And the reality is,
as a parent?
hopefully, yeah, wow, it's not an easy job. You know what I mean? Because you have all these other social media sites where it's readily available. It's not like used to, the days where the prostitutes and the people were on the streets soliciting themselves. Now they do it through social media.
Yeah,
Now it's
yeah,
through
yeah.
social media. People are hooking up, linking up. So that's where the parental monitors come, knowing exactly what your children are scrolling through, setting those timers for the tablet to cut off. But kids are slick too, and they know how to get around a lot of these things. So you got to have those devices on your phone to shut it off, so they're not in control of that. But I had one case, this was so funny. The girl asked her mom, could you put in the password for me for the tablet? Little did she know the girl was recording mom putting in the password, and she had it. So these are the things kids are doing.
Oh my
And she recorded the
goodness.
password, so now she knew, so she can get on there and go whatever site she wanted to go on and view whatever she wanted to view. You have such our little kids that when the tablet's not monitoring, they're on those pornography sites.
Now, how do when you have a family, and now I'll shut him and let Oscar go after that. But when you have a family that is dealing with this situation, especially if your child is definitely way underage, like 7 or 8 years old, right? And they're being exposed to this information, which their mind and their emotions are not ready for.
Yep.
How do we? How do you advise parents when you are in that situation?
It broke up a little bit, but I think that's where we have those open and honest conversations without the blaming, without the shaming, you know what I mean? And really be open and talking about some of the dangers and the pitfalls to these sites. And then you have to just, when you're explaining it, it has to be age appropriate and spraying it in a language where little kids can understand, why this site may not be good for them. And put those parental monitors in place because they're little. So they're not really going to know how to navigate through these things. So that's where we come in and we do our best to protect our kids. Because a lot of times I see parents and people are just giving these kids these tablets and as a mean to give the parent a breather and some space, and they're on them for hours and hours and hours without the proper supervision. So the parents have to take some ownership in the supervision of these tablets and social media and the internet.
Yeah, it starts with the family. It starts with the parent or the parents if you have two parents. And
Yeah,
it's important
guardians.
to put those family values into them when they're small. So when they have the option, it's their choice to say, no, I don't think this is right because this is the way, I've been brought up. But it's
Right,
tough, like you said, parents, when you have two parents, they're both working. So
right.
basically the 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 laptop is the babysitter. I've seen
Yeah.
babies in supermarket with the baby chair and the kid is there on a tablet. There's an Instagram video of these toddlers that in their sleep they're scrolling and they're trying to touch
Mm-hmm.
a phone that isn't there. So it's really affecting them. The technology is affecting them. And like I
Yes.
said, we didn't grow up with it, so we don't see the danger signals. So
Yeah.
we have to prepare ourselves. And Phil has a 2 year old, so he's like, what am I in for? Already raised one kid. Now it's like 2 year old in
It's a
this.
different world, man. It's a different world. Where
It
when I
is.
was yeah, when I was raising my first child, it wasn't the internet wasn't as developed. Things weren't as out there as they are now, and we could definitely control information a whole lot more. we could get him in like activities that are, outdoor activities, and it kind of pulls him away from it. And if he was playing a game, we could play the game with him or something like that. But now it's like kids have access to their cell phones, and their friends may know more than they do. And when they get together, they start sharing information. Kids are great networkers, by the way. They don't hide any information from each other. They learn something, they share it, and
Right.
and that's how it spreads too. Is like,
Yep.
some of the worst information I ever got in my life was through.
That's a fact.
And I'm just being honest. I'm being
That's a
honest. Some of the
fact.
worst information I got was from my peers, between the ages of 7 and 13. I'm like, come on now. But
That's
that's
a
the
whole
world.
fact. And I think
Yeah.
too, you have to discuss what does healthy sexuality look like too.
hmm
You know what I mean? Have those conversations with your kid on healthy sexuality. If you don't have that,
Where'd you go? She keeps popping in and out. So
Yeah, no, I got her. I got her. I got her.
you got it. Get it.
Yeah.
oh,
Great.
okay. Yeah, I don't know why I keep
Got
probably
that.
my connection on campus, the
Phil's got that
connection is
safety net. He
horrible.
catches you.
Yes, that's good. Yay. Yeah.
No, but that's a good point. I mean,
Yep.
like, you gotta be engaged, though. Am I right? I mean, and you gotta be vigilant about how to interact with your children and your family around these conversations. And that's why you have your business. Like, let's take a look at this website again. I mean, this is you do some awesome work here. And we are talking about just how the things that you do with people in groups, like families. But what about some of your individual work? Do you work with both men and women, and how does that factor in?
Yeah, I do individual sessions. Typically, a lot of the clients that I've gotten um, are surrounded a lot of grief, depression, changes, life changes. So I do that as well. Um, the family sessions I already do in the community as well if needed. So it's not easy, but it's something that I love to do. I would go like some of the homes or meeting places where, the individual was comfortable meeting, or some are done virtually. So
Mhm.
that way, I accommodate, you know, the individual's schedule, and we work on whatever we assess is the need, whether it's trauma based, whether you're struggling with an adjustment, you just had a major loss or grief or something that just happened in your life. So that's where the assessments come in, and assessing what the need is, and planning a treatment plan.
Yeah, my wife's a teacher, and when kids are acting strange, her first thing is like, is there anything going on at home?
Yeah.
Because it'll manifest in the classroom, but you need to dig deeper and find out where is this, this strange behavior coming from. And then I believe that's what you do. You give people a safe place to
Yeah.
be able to talk and say, yeah, by the way, this is happening.
Yep. And I got to make sure too, if I'm doing any form of therapy, that the individual has to be in alignment with their treatment plan. They actually have to want to do this work, because I'm not going to be wasting my time having sessions with you and you just come and vent, and you don't want to put in the work to change the way you think. You don't want to put in the work to change the behavioral patterns. You just want somebody to vent and get it off your chest in the moment, but you right back to the same thing. So you have to want to be healed and want to do something different, because I'm absolutely not going to waste my time.
So the end result does matter to you. It's not like just a paycheck.
Yeah, end result matters, because if you're playing and you're not therapeutically aligned with the interventions, I will not counsel you. I will send you to somebody else.
Mhm.
Let's not waste time here.
You want
Well, yeah.
results.
But what's the point of having counsel if you're not willing to do the work? There's no
Right.
point.
There's no
You
point.
you
You. You
you just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, right. This is just somebody just to vent to, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not solution based.
So, as we're winding down, we have a couple minutes left. What would be some of the advice you have for maybe a single mom out there? And how can people reach you to, to kind of like make an appointment? I know you have it on your website here, but,
Yep.
you tell us. Go ahead and tell us.
I think it's important that if you need help to recognize that you can get help, that you don't have to struggle by yourself. You don't have to play Superwoman or Superman. You know what I mean? That if you are struggling with your emotions, if you are struggling to just day to day and it's impacting your function, to get help. And my email, the best way to reach me is through my email, which is mriley70 at icloud.com. But you are not alone, and know that you can learn how to go through the hard things in life and the hard challenges in life, and that they don't have to stop you. They can be a moment in time, but it doesn't have to affect your momentum in life.
Wow. There's a moment in time, but it doesn't have to affect your momentum in life. Any
Yeah.
last words, Oscar?
Yeah, it sounds like you trying to say, you can have a bad day, just don't live there the whole year.
That's what I'm saying. That's it. Don't
Let
make it your whole life. The
let
thing
it
that
go.
happened to you, and and because you'll get stuck in arrested development, and
Hmm.
nobody wants that.
Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
that old the old, I don't know what exactly they were. There was a young monk and an old monk walking in the forest, and they come up. The woman's trying to cross the stream, but she doesn't want to wet her dress, and the old monk picks her up, carries her across the stream, puts her down, and they keep walking. And about 5 miles in, the young monk finally goes, I have to tell you, I can't believe it. You touched a woman. We're not supposed to touch women, talk to
Right.
them, or have any interaction with them. And the old monk says, yeah. He says, but I put her down at the other side of the bank. You've been carrying her the past 5 miles.
Mm.
So yeah, things are going to happen, but you can't live in that moment. That's
Hmm.
what I was talking to Marjorie earlier about,
Yeah.
the book The Power of Now. It's live in the moment. Yeah, things have happened, but you need to move on.
Yeah.
Um, I got another quick story. I don't know if the younger audience doesn't remember Vietnam, but there's a famous picture of a girl running down a road. All her clothes have been burnt off, and that was like the defining picture of the Vietnam War, where the pilot dropped napalm and my wife, who's a teacher, goes to seminars, and she calls me up. She says, "You won't believe who's speaking today.
Mm.
It's that woman." And she said she relived the horror of that day for years and years and years. And one day she said, "You know what? I'm forgiving the person that did this, and in that I'm healing myself." She went to find a pilot, found him. The guy was like a throwaway drunk, because when he found out what happened, he was just following orders. They were told it was just the enemy were in that village. When he found out what he did, he just completely lost it. And she
Mm.
actually killed him and herself. And she said, I let go of that trauma because it isn't serving. You have to let go. Says you don't forgive someone, and say it's okay what you did. You forgive someone to heal yourself. And
Yep.
it's a wild story.
It's true.
That's good point. Good points. Good points, man. Marjorie, thank you so much for coming on today.
Yay.
You are an exceptional guest. An exceptional guest. Of course, we're gonna have you back.
Yeah, you know
Because
that.
that's,
I'm here.
yeah, by popular demand. Popular demand.
Yay.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Those of you who are listening on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, we love you too. And please give your comments. And, you leave your comments and questions in here. We will forward them over to Miss Riley so that you can connect with her on a deeper level. So, if you want to get an upgrade, this is the best way to go. All right, we just want to make an announcement as well. the Phoenix National Power Up Breakfast, which is usually held on Thursdays at 8 a.m. Will not be in. We will not be doing it between now and the end of the year. So we'll be coming back the second week in January. The second week in January, you can catch some of our programs on the Phoenix National Network on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Because we know y'all have streaming devices. We know. We know you got it. So let's not pretend here. All right. So we will see you again next year. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Peace.
Peace.